I went hunting this morning out of a rush. Threw a stand in yesterday, and it was quick. In a spot where I got my deer last year in rifle season and archery hunting. And that thing walked by me. We're making a YouTube video, so.
Oh, okay.
Everybody say hi, YouTube.
Hi,
I'll
YouTube.
keep your face up.
Hi, YouTube.
Here's my trusty. Oh,
I'm the guide.
I'm low battery. That's my guide.
The legend.
The legend.
Oh, wow.
I'm 32 years old, and this is the first deer I've ever killed with a bow in my camp. Shot plenty with a rifle.
You didn't follow the legend around enough.
Nope, didn't follow legend. But the weird thing about this is the same valley. I've only ever shot at one other deer in this valley with a bow, and that was the first time I ever archery hunted in this exact valley too, not far from where I killed him.
That's something. Pick a bat, dude.
Just wait a minute, we'll go.
Yeah, pick a bat.
I called these poor fellas to come help me drag. Just wait, we'll go through there. Like I said, let me help you. I'll turn this off in a minute.
You just relax.
Bullshit.
You just drug it 200 yards.
So, but I ain't been here to help carry. We're gonna go and argue this out. We're gonna give you a better look because the video preceding this wasn't that good. I'll give you a little backstory too. I gotta run this over and get the hide in the freezer. It's nice and cool in here. That's why we kept it in here. On a nice cool floor. But it's all caped now. There it is. As you can see. Now that I have the rest of it off of them, it's starting to wake up. It's starting to hit me just what I killed. I kind of got a pretty nice buck here. So, let's put you right here, kind of give you an idea. I don't know where I'm going to put you actually. Hold on here. A little bit of story about how this all went down. I was sitting in my stand. This is where I hunt. I rifle hunt actually. I did last year. I got that 7-point. And let's get over here. You can see me. And what happened was, I always archery hunt lower on the hill, on the edge of the pine bottom, or the hemlock bottom. And I decided, since I've always seemed to see the deer further up on the hill in rifle season, I moved my stand up there. Obviously I could shoot further too, so that was the idea. But now, so this year archery, I went in the day before, kind of knew where I wanted to go. And what I like to do is just stay the hell out of there as much as I can until it's time to start hunting, because you know, the more scent and stuff, you'll drive something like this out of there because of the presence of human. So what I did was, I threw the stand at noon on Friday in a hemlock tree. And I like hemlock trees because they're always dark and it hides, you know, us human. You don't stick out like if you just put a stand on the side of a big straight tree. So, and it's national forest where I hunt there. So it's not like this is special private land or anything. It's public land. Anybody can be there. And he was sitting there in the morning, and first thing, time, you know, got daylight, a little bit of time, about an hour went by. 45 minutes of daylight. I saw some movement. 6 deer came. All doe, except for the last one, it was just a little scrubby 5-point. And they milled around right underneath my tree. And then just behind them came a nice 7-point. Looked very similar to the one I shot last year. Like, you know, the same side was gooped up and everything. So it could have been a related deer. Who knows? What the hell do I know? But anyways, so it came by, and I thought, that's a really nice deer, very respectable buck. You know, craziest things would be. I thought to myself, no, I'm not going to shoot that. I'll let it go. And I'm glad that I did. I was like, I'll let it go. You know, it could get bigger, and it's the first day, and no sense in, you know, having to deal with a deer in warm weather or anything like that. So let it walk, and I kept watching where they're coming from, because, you know, early I figured maybe they're in a group, and once you know, I saw a deer, and this thing was poking around. Well, it picked its head up and turned, and I saw the horns. I was like, oh, don't look at horns, don't look at horns, don't look at horns. So he came all the way up, and the thing that really got me going was he came right underneath my tree. I mean, close enough he could have bent his head over and rubbed the tree with his horns or sniffed the ladders that I climbed, and he never smelled me. So he stood there for 15 minutes. I swear to you, it felt like an hour, but it was like 15 minutes. Just stood there, stood there, stood there, stood there. It didn't really, you're not like spooked. You just was like, this is where I want to take a rest. And finally he got moving again, and he got beyond me. And I was worried I wasn't going to get a shot. And actually, he turned and started going down the hill. And that's when I decided, you know, this is kind of do or don't kind of moment. And I drew back, and I had to crouch down to get under some pine boughs hanging down from the tree I was in. And then I, like, you know, threaded it right between that and a little alder, like an alder bush between me and him. It was about a 25-yard shot. He was quartered hard away. I hit him right here. And the arrow run up in like this, you know, the whole arrow was in the deer, and he ran off. And I was, you know, obviously you don't see him fall over, you're worried. So I got down just to see if there was an arrow, and there wasn't, and I found some blood down over the hill, and I figured, okay, I got blood, I'm getting out. You know, this was about a half hour after I shot, and so I walked out. Normally I go straight over the hill and I follow the stream up. Well, I kind of like cut the corner because I didn't want to spook him. Had nice, you know, come to find out if I stayed on my path, I would have found him first thing in the morning. But anyways, I left and came back at about 2 with a friend of mine, and they were the one buddy holding the bow in the video there. And he says, we were walking up to the stand, and I kind of same thing coming in, cut the corner because I didn't want to, I'm just squishing a tick. I didn't want to, you know, I was afraid, like, okay, this thing's like, you know, I didn't hit it that good. I don't want to spook it or whatever too much. And it turned out he was coming up my path, and I was like, all right. This is the path I come up. We took 2 more steps, and there's a rock there, and I could just see over the rock, and there he was, balled up laying there. I fell back into my buddy. I was like, whoa, he's right there, you know. And we realized he wasn't going nowhere, and I just jumped, you know, I was hooting and hollering. I wanted to video that all, but it was kind of like I wasn't thinking about that. I was pretty nervous, worried about whether I got him or not. So he's been through some crazy stuff. It's an old deer, and he got a big split. It's all healed over, split ear. He's got we call it the hair lip, but he's split lip, and that's all healed too. That's not from when I shot him. And this ear over here's got a little split in it, and I mean, he's just old, as you can see. Just, I mean, great big bases. I don't know how old. I'm not good at gauging ages of deer. I mean, a friend of mine thinks like 5.5. I don't know. I'm just tickled pink that I had an opportunity, and I was lucky enough to make it all happen. So, but that's it, everybody. I thank you, and hell of a way to start the PA deer season. It was over less than an hour into it. So that was first day of archery. So, all right, everybody, take care.